Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. First and foremost, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalom to the Lord's soulful elect. As always, Yahawah is the true name of the Father. That means He is, He exists. Yahawashi is the true name of His Son, which means He saves, He delivers, He is salvation, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and Rakakadash, the true name of the Holy Spirit. And this is all in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kadash. All right, the proper language, the most purest form of language that we worship, that we call upon. When we call upon our power, you want to worship in that language, right? You don't want to worship in English or Spanish or, all these other different type of languages because it's impure. The Father has one name, which is Yahawah. The Son has one name, which is Yahawashi. Okay? So you want to go forth in those names, not in any other name, right? And furthermore, this lesson is brought to you in the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. All right, this will be entitled Pizza Planet or No More Pizza, something along the lines of that. Just putting it together. Now, I want to start with this. This is Genesis 26 and 34. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Bashemoth, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, which was a grief of mine unto Isaac and to Rebekah. Okay, now, why was it a grief of mine? Because the Canaanites, which are Hittites, this is a tribe or a clan of the Canaanites, which we could show that right now. Okay, so they were both known as Hittites, Hittites, right? Descendant of Heth. The nation descended from Heth, the second son of Canaan. Well, the Canaanites, once inhabitants of central Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, later in North Lebanon, right? So Esau went and did what he was not supposed to do, okay? Because he was really supposed to take that of your nation, Okay, this is why Jacob went and married his cousins. Let's go to that. Or is it Laban? Okay. Genesis 28 and 5. And maybe we start at the top. And Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughter of Canaan. Right? So automatically it's been a commandment given here. Don't take the don't take the wife of a daughter of Canaan. But Esau, he brought grief to his father and his mother. And he did the exact opposite. If you tell one son what not to do, don't you think it applies to the other son? Right? Arise, go to Padanaram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. And Yahawah Almighty bless thee, and make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, that thou mayest be a multitude of people, and give thee the blessing of Abraham to thee, and to thy seed with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which Yahawah gave unto Abraham. And Isaac sent away Jacob, and he went to Padanaram unto Laban, son of Bethuel, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's and Esau's mother. Okay, so not inherently, his blood uncle, but the brother of his mother. Okay, so it's more so along the lines, and Syrians are actually they're Shemitic. You know what I'm saying? They're not Hamitic, right? So it's in that line. It's coming from Shem. So it would be some of the same customs in a sense. They're still Hebrews, all right? In that fact of what's Salakia? I have to check that, most definitely. But the fact is they're Shemitic, all right? In that fact, and it was a commandment. It was given to them to do that, And I would have to check the bloodline to make sure that they are Hebrews, and I'll do that in a later lesson and follow up on that, right? But the fact is, just point out the point that the commandment was given to don't take a wife of Canaan, right? But go and take a wife of Laban, the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob and Esau's mother. Verse 6, when Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Paddan Aram to take him a wife from thence, and that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Paddan Aram. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father, then went Esau into Ishmael and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughters of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nabajoth, to be his wife. And then we know later on he would take these Canaanite wives. Right? Now the point of bringing all that out is to get to the point of this whole the fowls situation, right? Where is simply coming from these practices of the Canaanites, because they were a cursed seed from the beginning. They were cursed, and they inhabited the Holy Land, right? And through Moses and Joshua, through the strength and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, he sent our men there. He sent them there. He sent us there to take back the land, which we were called to have. We was promised, and this cursed nation dwelt in the land. Similar to today, a cursed nation, the Edomites, dwell in that land now, and we're soon going to have it. We're going to take it back. We're going to get it back. It's going to be hit with ICBM missiles, and it's going to burn off, and then we're eventually going to inhabit the land once again and rule over the entire planet, So let's go from there. And I want to go to, we can go over here, all right? And I'll start up at the top. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore, chasteneth thou them by little and little that offend, and warneth them by putting them in remembrance, wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So we repent and convert, we turn back, we're in remembrance, we're remembering old things, we're remembering the names, the ways, the customs, right, the old paths, right? We're walking in these things. It's like, hey, it's coming back to us, right? And that's the spirit, right? We're just falling back in place. We're falling back into that puzzle, right? And that's beautiful. So if we do that and we turn from our wickedness, the ways of the world, and we believe on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man, we have a chance to be saved, right? We're working out our salvation with fear and trembling. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land. So it was the will of Yahawah to destroy those that dwelt in our land, which we took the land of Canaan. It was known as the land of Canaan because the Canaanites inhabited it, right? Which is Israel, So it was by the will of the Most High, okay? Whom thou hateth for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, right? And let's get that word odious. Google. Extremely unpleasant, repulsive. Okay, anything else on that? Odium, odiosus, odious. Okay, and that's pretty much it, man. If something is odious, it's hateful. If you become a historian of slavery, you learn all the details of that odious trade. Yeah, they say they hate slavery, but they didn't. They went from chattel slavery to what? To labor slavery. And furthermore from that, now they're trying to go to digital slavery and chattel slavery, right? So they don't hate slavery. It's not odious to them, but they have to write these things to look like they're okay people. Odious is, and that's pretty much all we need on that. Okay, is loathsome or vile, right? It's very wicked, and Yahawah hates it. Okay, they do works that are abominations. It's odious, of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murders of children and devours of man's flesh and the feast of blood, right? Let's get that. Matter of fact, let's just type that in. I haven't looked that up, but the feast of blood, Canaanite ritual. Let's see something on that. Canaanite rituals often involved blood as a central element for purification, appeasing deities, or marking covenants. Practices included slaughtering animals, or according to some texts, human sacrifice. That's it. Okay? Now, what the EP, Epstein, these individuals do? They do the same odious works to appease gods like Baal, splashing blood on altars, or in some traditions, right, splashing blood on altars, or in some traditions, consuming it or using it to initiate participants. Okay, so they're what? They're blood drinkers. Okay, human sacrifice is easy. That's what they do. All right, it even gives you Exodus 24 right there. You know what I'm saying? So this is not nothing we're making up. Human sacrifice. Historical and biblical accounts suggest that under extreme duress, Canaanites might offer human sacrifice, including children, to deities. Okay? The Molech debate, while traditionally thought to be a god demanding child sacrifice, modern scholarships often interpret Molech as a type of sacrifice itself, sometimes linked to Phoenician Canaanite practices. All right? And that's really more so going into what you call today Christmas, Santa Claus. All right? The Molech worship. And you can, let's type that in. Molech altars. That right there. Now this type of thing, this would be Molech, right? A god, a false god that doesn't talk, breathe, smell, none of that. And you would take the baby and you would put it in that is burning down there, man. You would sacrifice the baby and let the little baby scream and burn and all of that until it's dead. Okay? Now this is what the Canaanites did, man. All right? This was a common practice. Okay, you got one in real form. All right. This is the type of worship that they did. All right? Now, bringing it full circle, you have the whole pizza thing where they're producing, and I'm trying to keep it PG because I did a lesson on this last time, and yeah, YouTube blocked it. All right, so let me see. I'm not gonna play any videos, but there's certain things, if brothers want to look into it, you can look into it. You got this movie that came out in 2017, Adrenochrome. Okay, now in the movie, and it's actually got some okay actors in it, right? In a sense of known actors. Johnny Depp, Benicio, what's his name? Del Toro, I think. All right, you can look at the cast right here. Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Nah, hold up. The one I was looking at had Johnny Depp in it. Oh, this is the one right here. Okay, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Now, this is the one. This one, they go into adrenochrome, and they talk about it coming from a adrenal gland of an individual, right? When they're in a trauma state. Okay, I'll read a little bit of this. The film follows the duo's chaotic, hallucinatory journey through the city filled with a vast array of drugs as they search for the American dream. It's known for its bizarre visuals, dark humor, and faithful adoption of Thompson's gonzo journalism style, which Depp even wearing some of the real Thompson's clothes, etc., etc. Okay? Well, in this movie, you got Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro, Tobey Maguire, right, Christina Ricci, Gary Busey. Okay, these are people that have been in a lot of movies. They're not Cameron Diaz, right? I seen this dude before, Craig Berkio. Okay, all right. So these are not, these are individuals that are open to it. They know what's going on. They're acting it out, but this stuff actually goes on in Hollywood. Now, if you go into it, it's especially, I'm not going to play the scene. This scene right here. He's on the adrenochrome. I ain't going to play it because of copyright reasons. But he talks about it. They talk about it in the movie. And, you know, this is way back in 1998. So think about it. They was putting it in movies. How long they been doing it, man? You know? To get it is you have to kill a kid when that kid is in a traumatic state and you take the blood from the kid. Right? And it causes them to be younger, to look younger. Not to be younger, but to look younger, and their skin to retain that youth. Right? When they stop taking it, they dry up. Okay? And they look old and wrinkly. Now, this is what was going on with the whole Pizza Gate situation, which was exposed back in 2008, 2008, 2008, you know what I'm saying? And 2009, 2010, whatever, okay? But nobody was really believing it because they calling it conspiracy theories, okay? All right, y'all just saying stuff. But emails and all of that type of stuff came out, right? So that's what we understand. These are what? These are odious works. Wicked sacrifices. To kill a kid in a traumatic state in general, man. All right, for a ritual, that's a wicked sacrifice. Right? This is what your top elites are doing. This is what your celebrities are doing. Okay? And also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. We just showed you that. You know? And devourers of man's flesh, they literally was eating. They're eating people. They're eating people, man. Just read them files. With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands, souls destitute of help. You taking your baby and you throwing your baby in the altar of Moloch. Your baby can't even do nothing about it. It's just crying and burning. And you think these people deserve salvation? Come on now. That the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy colony of Yahawah's children. And that would be us. That would be who? That would be us. We are his children, sons of God, Yasharahla, princes of the power, right? So it was the will, as we read earlier, it was the will of the Most High. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land. It was our will to take this place. You know? It wasn't no we being bullies or nothing, man. No, it was the will of the Most High. Nevertheless, verse 8, even those thou sparest as men and didst send whilst forerunners of thine host to destroy them by little and little. Not that thou was unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle, or to destroy them at once with cruel beasts or with one rough word. Yahawah could one rough word, man. It says right there, or with one rough word, he could take them all out. Okay? But so he was giving them mercy, to be honest. But executing thy judgments upon them by little and little, thou gavest them place of repentance, not being ignorant that they were a naughty generation, and that their malice was bred in them, and that their cogitation would never be changed. For it was a cursed seed from the beginning. Neither didst thou for fear of any man give them pardon for those things wherein they sin. We know they was cursed. You go back to Genesis. Okay, let's go to it. And this ain't it, but I just wanted to, as you can see, I wanted to see Hittites, to jump onto that more furthermore. I'll go into it later on. Alright. But where is it at, man? Is it 11? Or it might be 9. Right here. The Wadi Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, let's go up a little bit. I start at 18. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. Now, it's funny that it just states it right there. Ham is the father of Canaan. It don't state that Shem is the father of, or Japheth is the father of. They're fathers of kids, right? But it lets you know Ham is the father of Canaan, because this is going to pertain to Canaan, something that's about to happen. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his 2 brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment, and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backwards, and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backwards, and they saw not their father's nakedness. They committed not that sin. Okay, but not Canaan, but Ham did not care. He committed that sin. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants, shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be Yahawah power of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. So he's cursed right there, to be a servant of Canaan. And what were these Canaanites? When we took over the land, they were our servants. If we didn't utterly destroy them, because most of them got utterly destroyed, Yahawah shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. Okay, so 25, the point being, and he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. A servant of servants, right? So that right there is important, just to note, for it was a cursed seed from the beginning, neither didst thou for fear of any man give them pardon for those things wherein they sin. This is a cursed seed from the beginning, right? So, bringing it back, this right here, I'm Yahawah, I remember, I'm gonna put it in the bio, okay? This right here shows you oh snap, I do not want to play it, I hit it. But this right here shows you every time that this Pizza Planet truck was implemented in a movie. In movies that it ain't even had no business being in, man. I'm talking about, man, I got the list over here. Alright, it's over here. Is it over here? I gotta find it. 1 second. Right here. Alright. So it shows you the list of every movie that the Pizza Planet truck was in. I'm gonna read a little bit of them. Toy Story. We know that one. What did Woody say? I found a spaceship. It was the Pizza Planet spaceship. A Bug's Life. It ain't got no business being in A Bug's Life, but it was definitely in there. At a scene, and these are things that's just putting in your conscience. So the your subconscious is being attacked. All right, that's what these devils do, man. That's a form of witchcraft too, to attack you in your subconscious, to program you with something. It's called predictive programming. So they've been predictively programming pizza in your head, and it's not in the ways of some Papa John's, Pizza Hut, etc., etc. No, it's in the ways of what they've been doing. It's a joke with them. It's a running joke. You understand? It's a running joke, man. That they're eating kids, that they're drinking blood. It's a running joke. Toy Story 2, Monsters Incorporated, as you can see it right here. I'm going to read some of the summaries. All right, Toy Story 2, driven by the toys to save Woody. Monsters Inc., parked at the trailer park where Randall is banished. And if you watch this, okay, you're going to see it's just Just like, yo, it was there. Like, yo, why did they put that there? Why? It's subconscious, man. Predictive programming. Finding Nemo. Drives by the dentist office in Australia. This one right here, I watched it because I watched the video. It's hard to spot this one, but in the video, it stops it and it shows you that it was placed there. Once again, for your subconscious. It's only in the scene for like 1 second, but your subconscious recognizes it. This is what you will find a lot in music videos, where they put in witchcraft, divination, signs and stuff in music videos to affect your subconscious. They're really casting spells, man. All right, Cars appears as a character named Todd at the race. Ratatouille seen on a bridge. Wall-E located in a parking lot. Up parked near an ice cream shop. Toy Story 3 Lotso rides on the back of the truck. Cars 2 a spectator at the race. Brave a carved figure in the witch's cottage. Come on, bro. All right, Monsters University parked outside a fraternity house. Inside Out appears in a memory. The Good Dinosaur appears as an... So you, furthermore, looking at it, think about your kids, right? Their subconscious is being programmed. That's why, hey, we ain't being over righteous saying don't watch the movies. But pray. You got to pray because your kids are under attack. Hey, me, I don't let my kids watch that this dumb shit like Steven's Universe and Coco Melon and all that new stuff. I got my kids on old cartoons, and even them be on bullshit. All right, but it's far less than what they call them. Because I looked into it, they call them slow shows, like Little Bear, Franklin, Maggie and the Beast, like stuff we watched as kids. And I'm talking to my 90s babies, right? So just slow shows, because it doesn't make you so hyperactive. It doesn't really fuck with your mental like that, in the sense. Now, it's a lot of bullshit in it, yeah, still. We can't, it's Babylon, right? But these shows today, the Coco Melons and the Steven's Universe and the new Teen Titans, this shit is gay, man. I don't know. That's what it is. Okay? They're programming your subconscious to think a certain way. Furthermore, all right? Like, and even, man, that's a whole thing. The Twin Towers was in Johnny Bravo. Thinking about that, it comes to nature. You think of, look at the Powerpuff Girls. Him, that was a trans. It was a he/she right there. The voice, the look, everything about him. Right? Okay? So you can see these. As you see it keep going. Finding Dory, Cars 3, Coco, Toy Story 4, Onward, Soul, Luca, Turning Red, Lightyear. Right? And this is just Pixar. Okay? And look at look at this one on Incredibles. And Incredibles ain't even mentioned. But it's still in there. Alright? Subconscious. You're not going to be able to see that really, but it's in your subconscious. Your subconscious is picking it up. And this, once again, as I said, this is just Pixar. You going to Disney. Disney has far more, right, representations of pizza. Pizza. So it's been a running joke, man. A running joke for these individuals. Let's get that Psalm 64. Let's get that Psalm 64. All right. Hey, start at the top. Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So, predictive programming, subconscious warfare, What they call it, quiet, silent weapons for quiet wars. Psychologically they're attacking. Mentally they're attacking. You're doing things naturally, but they're trying to program it into you to the point of where it's gradualism, where you're like, okay, so what? That's why we tell our people this and that, but they've already been programmed in their mind. So they like, what are you talking about? We've always done this. Yeah, well, you gotta realize you gotta wake up. I went to Walmart today, and I had to get some trash bags. And yeah, Walmart sometimes is cheap and all that, but I really thought about it like, man, I used to get meat and stuff from here, and all that meat in there is like on some BS. A lot of the meat, just in general, in most of these places, but especially not no Walmart, man. It's so much that then came out about the Walmart. And I thought about it like, yo, I used to do that. Why did I do that? And really, I'm thinking about it, yo, because my mama did it, because my grandma did. We just went to the Walmart because that was the most convenient thing. When it's like, if we just make the extra step and go to the butcher, it's better than that, right? It's more, what you're getting sometimes, especially Yahawah Salaki, Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi brought, it's all the spirit, because I was driving one day, dude in front of me had a truck with lambs in it. I honked my horn at him and got him to pull over, and we talked, and now I hit him up for lamb, chicken, eggs. He's selling it all. You know what I'm saying? And I get one lamb, bro. I'm telling you, I still got lamb in my freezer, my deep freezer. Still got lamb. I have to take it home and wash it, do the extra steps. But he cuts it up, drains the blood. I take it home, wash it, preserve it, and then I freeze it. And then I got lamb. That lamb has lasted me since November. We in March, damn near. And it was the price that I would have had to pay in the grocery store. It would have been like 1,000. But with him, it was cheap. It was cheap. So I know it's real lamb. I saw the head, saw the body, saw the lamb, saw it all. With these Walmart and all that shit, you don't know. You might be eating human meat. What are they? It came out in McDonald's. That's known. Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, KFC. They found so much human DNA in their food. Okay? All right, so they don't know what you're eating with these people, man. All right, take the second step of going to the butcher or just buying from the butcher. Really. All right, it's better than that. Don't do no process. Whatever you do, don't do no damn processed food, bro. Don't do the freezer section. That right there is a path for destruction. Do not do the freezer section, man. Are we astronauts? We freezing our food in the sense of it's already processed, it's coming in packages, we eating rations? No. That's what we lost. We lost the ability, and we became lazy because the convenience. That's what the chip is, in a sense. It's convenience. That's how Esau is going to push it. Now, everybody that's accustomed to this convenience, they're already caught up on it. They're ready. Oh, it's convenient. It's got my wallet on there, Social Security, birth certificate, license. Why shouldn't I get the chip? Hey, man, the devil get you with that convenience, man. So hey, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put this in the bio, right? And it pretty much has got all the movies that I just mentioned right here. All right. So subconscious showing you that they just laughing at us. Right? But guess what? We laughing right back at their ass because we know what's about to happen to them. Let's get some more of that Psalms and then we're going to wrap it up. Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Boom. We exposing you. We bringing it out. We shall see you. This is an occupation of knowing. We are occupying in prophecies to know what's about to take place. So since we know that, we bring it out, we sound the trumpet, and we let our people know. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Every single Edomite. Now, yeah, you may be like, well, okay, your low-level Edomite, yeah, he really ain't no, but he's still wicked. He's still a wicked-ass individual, man. Your West Virginia Edomite, okay, that's sleeping with his sister, that's wicked as fuck. That's an abomination. All right? Sleeping with his mama, got an uncle, daddy. You know what I'm saying? These individuals, they're still wicked. Every single Edomite, bro. Say that. Every single Edomite. Get that through your head. And just because you so-called white, but you're not white, you're red, but just because you look like a so-called YT man don't make you an Edomite. Just because you look like a so-called Negro does not make you an Israelite. It's all about the spirit. All right, and the bloodline. Okay, the spirit bears witness. And our blood, our spirit, if your blood goes back to Jacob, then it's going to show. It's going to show. You can't hide Israelite. You can't hide that. Verse 7. But power shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Let's go to, because I said we going to laugh. Look at how the Most High does to them. Verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yahawah shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. All right? Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. So he's laughing at these individuals when they're doing all these wicked plots and schemes and ploys, man. Verse 8. So, 64. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. What are we seeing right here? You laughing at us. You telling us what you doing on the low ski. And all these shows, right? I'm gonna look up something. I ain't looked it up yet. Movies showcasing chip or RFID. Upgrade, right? Intelligence and documentary Tagged explores real-world RFID implant debate. Okay, chip factory individuals in a study implemented with a chip that enhances physical and mental abilities. CIA codename Alexa features a plot centered on recovering a microchip implanted in a person's body. The Bourne Ultimatum, while more focused on GPS, this film heavily features tracking technology, right? I was watching the James Bond series, and it's heavy on the chip. He got chipped in, it was the second movie or the third movie, he got chipped. And then in the last one, he got chipped again. Because it was the second one, he got chipped, and he took the chip out. He was like, hey, y'all ain't tracking me no more. He took that shit out. You ain't going to be able to take your chip out, man. That's a movie, okay? You ain't going to be able to take your... You got to cut the arm off. It's too late. It's too late. Hey, it's too late. It's too late to apologize. You done. Once you take it, you're done. You're done, son. All right? So this furthermore just showing you that they're falling over their own tongue. They're speaking these things. They're directing these things and bringing them out. You got TV series, you got movies, you got documentaries, and this is just, hey, I done seen plenty more movies with this. I mean with chips. So this is a weak list. Esau going crazy. You got to think of subservience. That's another. Let's type it in. Movies with AI or robots. Right? Oh, that Ex Machina I was watching a little bit of. I got finished. Okay, iRobot, yeah, we all know about that. The Creator, boy. The Creator, that's a good one on Amazon Prime. You know, Subservience, that's the one I was talking about. That's a good one. That's similar to Ex Machina. Okay, right? Transcendence. So, as you can see, this is what? Another form of subconscious warfare or predictive programming. All right? And they not stopping. The Matrix, yep. Minority Report, definitely. The Terminators, definitely, right? So, as you can see, and once again, you got plenty more out there, right? That's about what? That's about 40 or 50. You know. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahawah, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. Because when Yahawah shoots them down, when he sends the ICBM missiles, and Yahawashi comes back, and he raises up the men, and the men are sent forth as battle axes, you're not going to be able to deny. We're coming in the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All you're going to hear is Barakatah, Barakatah. All you're going to hear is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. All right, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. That's all you're going to hear. Okay? And you flinch, you dead. You know? You don't want to go into these chains? Fine by me. You know where you going next. All right, back to Babylon, to that lake of fire, man. Yahawashi, we are those men. You know, we just trying to make it. So everybody is gonna, they're gonna know that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi did this. It's gonna be no debate. Verse 10: the righteous shall be glad in Yahawah and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. The righteous shall be glad in Yahawah. So we're not fearful of these pizza parties, these pizza planets, these pizza gates. We're not fearful of these type of things. You know? All right. I ain't gonna play no videos because, like I said, I don't want to get no copyright. I got a copyright last time, so I'm gonna chill. But we're not fearful of this type of stuff, man. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is protecting us. He's giving us wisdom. Hey, watch over your kids, watch over your family. Make sure your rib know, you know. Hey, be the man, man. I don't let my rib go out after night. You know what I'm saying? By itself. And damn near, I don't let her go out by herself in the daytime. Don't stop at no gas stations. You need gas? I'm gonna go fill it up. You know? Alright, you gotta use wisdom out here. Okay? Make the right steps and protect yours. Because they out here trying to get us. You know what I'm saying? And we trust in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to watch over our people. Even when we not around them. We at camp. We at the work. You know, we trust in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to protect us. You got angels, Halalyam, watching over and protecting. You know? So, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Hey, so with that being said, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. Kwam Yasharahla. And a Bible ball to his wicked kingdom. Until next time, may Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi destroy this bitch, man. Let's get up out of here. If you can't see the light, you living in darkness, man. Shalawam.